Hi, and welcome back to this mini-series giving you an introductory tour of our shiny new FIX Workspace app. In the last video, I walked you through the various options for creating digital documents within the app. In this video, I want to talk about one of the most important ways to use that new digital document, the parser function. Now, you might have come across FIX parsers before. Perhaps you have some commercial tools that have basic parsing logic built into it, or perhaps you've had some homegrown script, or even used something that you found on the internet. Now, the mere fact that these parsers exist demonstrates that there is a real need for them. But what we keep hearing is that they never tend to be very good, partially because they aren't properly supported, but also because they are inevitably tied to the FIX standards. And the minute you have a customized field or message or enumeration, then they just don't work. A second disadvantage of these parsers is a bit more nuanced. Because they run off the FIX standards, a superset of everything that FIX supports, they aren't very good at validating. So say, for example, that a FIX message contains a value that your particular API doesn't support, but that value is perfectly valid in FIX as an enumeration. Then that typically isn't flagged as a problem in these tools. This really blunts their usefulness when it comes to production support and troubleshooting, and it's extremely frustrating. Now, maybe some internal tools you have helped you get around that problem by allowing you to define some configuration to limit down the standards and make it more specific to an API. But then you're just maintaining yet another image of a digital document, aren't you? Wouldn't it be better to reuse the same digital document for parsing and validation? Of course it would, and that's precisely the idea behind having a parser inside of the Workspace app. Now, it works against any digital document in the library, both your own documents and those received from others, and this is a major benefit of requesting or converting received documentation into a digital format. You can immediately start to use it to troubleshoot your inbound and outbound FIX connections. So that's a business rationale for it. How does it actually work? Well, it's super simple. You just simply select the set of specifications that you want to parse against and grab some logs. Now, logs can come from a variety of different sources. You can copy paste. You can upload a local file using our Electron desktop app. You can access a remote log files via our tailing agent, or you can hook into an Elasticsearch cluster. Something to stress here is that the log files never leave your local computer or network, though, when they're used in this way. They never pass over the general internet, and this keeps your data nice and secure. Now, there's no special log format that you need. It should work on pretty much anything with any delimiter. The only real constraint that we have is that there is one FIX message per line. The output is a validated list of parsed messages. Click on one of these to explore the structure of a message and any errors within it. Now, of course, the whole point of this structure is that it's decoded information and errors that are specific to the API that you've chosen. So all of the custom fields, messages, and enumerations, they're all covered. Equally as important to validating logs is the ability to edit specs from within the parser, because this isn't a two-way street, right? If the parser identifies a problem with a message, then it might be that there's something that needs to be corrected in your spec. And if that's the case, then there's a super easy way to clear the error by simply adjusting your spec directly from inside the parser. You can pull in fields or enumerations from the standards, even whole messages if that's what's required. You can even build an entire spec this way if you like. Simply work through the logs and clear the errors as you go to get an image of the spec as it exists. One final nifty little function in the parser is the ability to capture rows from a log file and save those as an example into your spec, saving a load of time spent creating them later. And as we all know that developers love examples and workflows, this is a really easy and quick way to make your documentation far more useful for customers. So that's it for a quick overview of parsing. Join me in the next video where I talk about export functions from the app.